previous video, I made a video about combining a few indicators into a specific customized alert system, which will allow you to basically get a customized alert and not sit in front of your computer all day. You just get a customized alert exactly when you need to trade. And I was doing it off of a Trade Pro strategy, and I do like Trade Pro a lot because he is pretty transparent within the trading world, which is a great thing to be. But I was a bit skeptical of this trading strategy because 53% in 9 days is ridiculous. That is absurd. If this can be replicated by people, then everyone can be a millionaire. So I was skeptical of it because I thought this is just ridiculous. There's no way this is true. So I wanted to build a backtesting strategy around it, and I did, and I will show you the results. Well, I guess you can see them in the bottom, but I'll show you some of the code first, and then I will show you the results. So I know I said in the last video I would be making a video on how to convert it into a strategy, but it is a bit too complicated for a video, so I'm going to go over the main points right now. And if someone wants me to get an in-depth video about how I did this, I can, but just please let me know in the comments if this would be useful for someone. So the most important thing is changing it from study to strategy, which tells everything under it, all of your old code that you're repurposing, that you're now in a strategy, which is primarily used for backtesting. You're going to want to delete the alert conditions because you can't use those in the same way. So you just have to delete them. And then I used a counter system to tell the strategy that we're in longs or shorts and not have them overtrade on top of each other. This essentially says if this is 2, then you're not trading. If this is 2 + 1, 3, you are trading. 2 - 1, 1, you are trading, but you're in shorts. So long, shorts. Here I define my entries, I plot them. I have a risk reward multiplier. I have a away from last low swing. So that just gives it a little bit of room to move, a little bit extra room of a stop loss. I'm turning those into a multiplier down there that I can multiply times my entry value. I'm using this as my look back for my stop loss. So I'm saying the lowest low or highest high in 2 bars is your stop loss, and I'm then designating my value win target as my entry. So, or not designating my target, but designating my value win, whatever value my entry was, whatever value my short entry was, and then I'm multiplying that times a specific value to get my stop and to get my target, and then the same for shorts. And then I'm saying once this target is crossed for the stop and for the target, then that is a cross. And if you get a cross, counter entry goes back to 2, resetting the entire system. I'm plotting every single cross, and I am making a filtering system that says you cannot get into a trade if your stop is going to be greater than a specific value, or if your stop is going to be less than a specific value, because you don't want to be entering a trade if your stop is 0.1%. And on the 1 minute chart, leveraging money, you don't want to be entering a trade if your stop is 5% or even 1%, because that is too unpredictable in a small time frame. Then I told the strategy to enter trades based off of my entry condition and my filtering of stop loss condition, and same for shorts, and I'm closing it once there is a cross target or a cross stop. So I know I went through this really quickly, but this was just to give a general idea of how to convert it. If someone wants a specific video on this outlining each line of code, I totally can. But now I'm going to demonstrate the results of this claimed 53% strategy, and I was quite surprised. So I decided to set my usage as my maxed loss. My max loss would be 5% of my account. Risking 5% of your account at your maximum loss is as much as you want to push it. I would not push it any more than that. But as you can see, your average losing trade is 3% of $1,000 account. I had to not make it as 3%, but I'm going to be, for this idea, I would be using $3,000 if your account is $1,000 because your stops are so tight. So you're never going to be risking more than 5% of your account. Right here, like I said, your average losing trade is 3%. So on average, you're going to be risking 3% and making a bit over 3%. And let's go into some of these statistics. So on the 1 minute chart, it's testing almost 20 days. So on a $1,000 account, if you divide this by 2, in about 10 days, that is 50%. So in 20 days, that's 100%. So you would be doubling your account every 20 days if your trades go well and if the data from the past is indicative of the data in the future, which it definitely always isn't. Your max drawdown of a $1,000 account would be 15%, which is kind of scary. That's not great, but that's how trading goes, especially with small accounts. And average bar on trade 21, and yeah, I mean, I'm actually quite surprised. Profit factor of 1.7% profitable, 56%. That's about what he claimed in the video. And I actually tested it on a bit more trades than he did. So I tested it on 27 more trades. So it's a bit more security in the trading idea. But let's quickly go into the trades and see if they look like trades humans would take. So let me just delete this real quick. I also coded it that if you get 2 long signals or 2 conditions in a row of entry, to change your stop loss based off of it, because that allows it to get out of trades quicker. And if you're getting 2 in a row, there's 2 conditions being satisfied. So just updating it every single time. But here is a trade. So we get our condition right here and it shorts it, and there you go. It crossed it right there. So that's where it would be stopped. Get stopped on the open of this bar. Right here, enter the trade, updates it because we got a new condition, closes it right there. Right there, it starts it, closes it out right there. These are all wins because they're shorts. Starts it, closes it out right there. Here's a long that didn't win, starts it, and closes it out right there. So as you can see, this stop loss, if a human was doing this, maybe he would have put, or they would have put the stop loss a little bit higher up. But even if you put the stop loss right there and you're targeting 1 to 5, you might have made this. It's so slim, but it's close. But if you were targeting 1 to or 2 to 1, like in the video, you definitely would have not made this trade. And yeah, so that is some of the trades it would have taken. But the one thing that I found about this strategy is it actually works better with a 1.5 to 1 risk reward ratio. I found that when you have a risk reward ratio of 2 to 1, it actually doesn't work as well. And you can see this demonstrated within the profit right here. Percent profitable drops, net profit drops. But if you bring it down to 1.5, you actually do quite well with this trading strategy. And you can go to 1.75, that also works. But typically 1.5 will do the trick with this, it seems. But yeah, all I can say is I'm quite surprised with Trade Pro's strategy, because when I first saw it, I thought, okay, this is definitely not true. But it shows potential to be true with your max risk on the account of 5% for a trade, your average risk of 3% on a trade. It seems like it totally could work. And I was surprised by that. I definitely was surprised by that. The only caveat to this is I could only trade this automated. I could not trade this manually. It would be way too much looking at the charts and waiting for conditions to arise. So yeah, I would definitely research how to automate your strategies, because if you automate it correctly and if your settings from the past carry on to the next month, you can be doubling your account in every 20 days. Of course, past data is not always indicative of the future, but it is the best thing we have as automated traders to make predictions for the future. But yes, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, go check out more of Trade Pro's videos, and also return back here in case I make more videos about Trade Pro strategies and other videos about automating strategies so you can make money without sitting in front of a computer all day and have robots work for you. But yeah, thank you.